welcome back to the Week 17 prediction games. These are the last 4 games, and this is the third time I've recorded this because the first time I had the wrong teams go against each other. The second time I accidentally ended the recording, and if I mess up this time, you might not get this video because I am tired of recording this. I need to focus in so I don't mess up. But if you care about the star ratings and all that, it says at the end of the video, or not the video, but the end of every game, it'll say what the team's star rating is, in case if you care. But I have no clue who's gonna win this game in Retro Bowl because I have recorded this twice, and both times the opposite team won, which of course one was against the wrong team, but who cares at that point? I mean, they won the game. I don't even know who the team was. I can't remember at this point. I have played I've pretty much had 2 30-minute videos recorded and then messed up both of them. Like, you think this is easy. Of course it's easier than majority of jobs, but like, you mess up more than once and it just gets frustrating. I mean, because then you gotta restart the whole thing, and if you mess up on one where you can't restart, then you just can't make that video anymore, and you gotta restart and do something completely different just because of a simple mistake, and it's so annoying. Of course, luckily for me doing this, I do it in a way that I can easily just restart and redo if I mess up. I'm happy I chose to do it that way, because otherwise I'd be sitting here for hours, and I'd probably have to do these videos 3 days in advance rather than 1 day in advance, because I would have to do a ton of editing, and editing is my least favorite part of this. Once I start making enough money to support myself, and the second I get enough money to hire someone to edit, I'm doing it. I don't give a crap if I'm losing 10% of my income. Man, getting someone to do the worst part of a job that is not bad would make my life 100%. I mean, I can't be mad if I mess up anymore, because I'm not the one that has to do the editing or the one that has to do any of the stuff I don't want to do. I can just pay someone money to do it for me. I was about to say for themselves, but it's not for themselves, it was for me. But anyways, I don't care. I mean, I do care. I wish I could hire someone to edit for me, and they'll do it for free until I could pay them. That'd be nice if someone would edit for free. But no one will ever edit for free. If you edit for free, call me, because I only upload once a day, and it's a free experience. And you probably know more about editing than I do, because I know nothing. Everything I've learned about editing is self-taught. I've learned every single bit of it myself, just by trial and error. So you can't be worse than I am, and I could teach you the 2 or 3 things I know about editing, which is pretty much how to cut stuff out of videos, and that's about it. I can cut certain parts out, and that's about as far as my editing knowledge goes. And then past that, I know nothing. I'm trying to learn, but I know nothing. If I could somehow, I don't know, get something in here that makes it more interesting, I think 100% more people are going to want to watch. if I can make it more interesting through editing. But I can't, because I don't know how. I don't even know how to do a thumbnail or do like fancy thumbnails. I know how to take a picture or a screenshot and draw on it and zoom it in and all that, but past that, I know nothing. I pretty much know how to do basic thumbnails and basic editing. So if you want to edit for free, call me, because I will 100% take the offer. I don't even care how much you edit it. You could literally cut the entire video out. No, I'm joking, don't do that. But like, if you want to add a bunch of goofy memes in it, I don't care. Make my content the most embarrassing, cringiest stuff you can. As long as people watch it, I don't care. I mean, people that watch it are already watching one frame per second, so if you could send me some money too, that'd be nice. Oh, no one's ever watching these. No one. I mean, you'd be stupid to watch these. Not necessarily. I'm sure not everyone that watches these are 2-year-olds that find poop and pee jokes funny. Oh, maybe they do. I mean, I know plenty of 30-year-olds that would find poop and pee jokes funny. I don't even make poop and pee jokes. It was just meant as like an example. Meaning children watch this. And if they're not, they have a brain of a children, which pretty much means they're just a dude. Because I have never met a female over the age of 16 that doesn't find what a 30-year-old male would find funny. Because, I mean, you could literally just record the sound of a turd dropping in a toilet, and a guy would find it funny. 100%. Just be like, bloop. And some dude out there would laugh at that for hours. And a girl would not even look at it. She'd question whose humor that is. And probably take her out of the world of dating, because almost every dude would die laughing at that. Or maybe that's just me. In that case, good thing for me, I guess. My humor is easy, I guess. I would laugh at someone falling down a flight of stairs. I mean, that is funny, don't get me wrong. Babies crying is funny. Because they have no like control of their body in the air, so it's like watching the most realistic ragdoll simulator. In ragdoll simulators, you can do anything, so it's just hilarious. It's like, what can you do in a ragdoll simulator? You can throw someone and they'll just flop around like, I don't know, like some piece of jello when you smack it. And you're like, what has that same effect in real life? Babies. No, that's just a funny way. It's a funny sentence there. What looks the most ridiculous falling down? Babies. I mean, clip that, take it out of context. My humor is children getting hurt. I mean, you can't really take that and make it out of context. That's like everyone that I watch on YouTube, which, of course, I watch some big YouTubers like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. I think they're funny. And their entire humor is based off of children getting hurt. And fart sounds. Especially Jacksepticeye. He had like an entire segment of his last Try Not to Laugh video was just about babies laughing. And he was laughing the entire time. Along with him, I was too. because I find that hilarious. And then in a previous video, he had one where it was just kids getting hurt. And guess what? He laughed at that the entire time too. Joined with my laughter watching the video. Because that stuff's just hilarious to me. Because they have zero body control. It's just hilarious. Alright, well, back onto the game. Next up after this, we got Chiefs versus Bengals. Only saying that because this game's not got too much longer. And oh no, I think when I play that one, I'll say who I think's gonna win, and I'll say why. But until then, use your imagination on who you think I think's gonna win, and maybe tell me who you think's gonna win. Cause I know who I think's gonna win, but you don't. Not until that part of the video. But I mean, real life football here, I think the Seattle Seahawks have this one easily. I mean, easily. I don't think there's a question about it. I think experience is better than rookie, unless if you're going as Patrick Mahomes, because everyone on his team has experience. Almost everyone. But they for some reason suck still, despite having all that experience. I've already done this before though, in the previous one that I did, because I don't remember how the first game went when I did this and had to re-record for the second. But I know in the second one, it ended with a Seattle win. No, it was a Pittsburgh win. I don't even remember. But whoever it was, they won it because at the very end, the other team threw an interception and pretty much ended their drive, and the other team drove down and got a touchdown, and that won them the game. That's pretty much how it went. But I think in this one, I think I'm going to have to drain all that time, which is just about a minute and a half, get the touchdown, and go for 2. I think that leaves the best chance and the least likely chance of overtime, which in these exhibition games, overtime doesn't work the way it normally does. It works until one team wins. So, either way, it kind of just works out in the way I think it would. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I think no matter what, Seattle's going to win this. And it should be very easily won by Seattle. I know I've said that so many times. And you don't have to agree with me. I've said that many times. Because anything and everything I say is my opinion. I don't weigh in other people's opinions. It's strictly mine. This is going to have to be a touchdown. Don't have a choice. And a touchdown with 0 seconds for Seattle. All they need is a 2-point conversion, which I'm going for the 2-point. And all they need is this, and they win. Easy peasy. Across the middle, wide open. Caught. Seattle wins. Nice. Now we got the Chiefs and Bengals coming up. That was a neat game, and there's the star ratings. exactly the same when it comes up to what's going against each other. Seattle's offense was the same as Pitt's defense, and Pitt's offense was the same as Seattle's defense. So that was an even game. Alright, well, let's move on to the Chiefs versus Bengals. Alright, here we are with the Bengals versus the Chiefs. This is a Chiefs home game. I put the Bengals in their alternate jerseys. It kind of looks like the Raiders. I didn't think about that before. But if you look at the top, it does say CIN, CIN, which is Cincinnati. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I just like their white jerseys. Didn't think at all that it would look a lot like the Raiders, who the Chiefs wouldn't be playing this week. They played them last week and lost. May I remind you? They lost because their receivers couldn't catch and they couldn't play defense when it mattered. So that's my take on that game. And the Raiders, they played it perfectly. I mean, they really didn't do a thing on offense. Their entirety of their offense was played by their defense. They scored more points defensively than they did offensively, which is insane. They got a fumble recovery for 6 and an interception for 6. So insane that happened. The two things that happened. I kind of expected the Raiders to win because the Chiefs have had dropping issues. Even Travis Kelce has had some issues catching the football here lately. They need to figure out something. It's either they play top-tier defense or their receivers learn to catch. I don't know which one is a harder task, teaching their receivers to catch a football, which is something they should already know, or teaching their defense to play defense better, which is what they should already know. Pretty much what I'm saying is the Chiefs should be a good team. There's no reason they should be bad. No reason. They changed little to nothing about their offense or their defense, and they just got worse. And they made the Super Bowl just last season and won it against a team that had an arguably better team. And I'd have to agree. I think the Eagles did have a better team. I think their one fault was younger players, unexperienced Super Bowl players. The only experienced player that I can think of on their team was Jason Kelce, and he's a center. So yeah, he can give everyone confidence, but he can't really help anyone in that aspect who plays a different position. He can give them confidence that they can win, but other than that, there's not much he can do. He can say, I've done it, you can do it. But other than that, he can't give a receiver advice. He can't give the quarterback advice. He can tell him, oh, I've played in the Super Bowl, it's not as big of a deal for me. I've talked to my guys. You can sit in the pocket and get comfortable. But the rest is completely up to the quarterback to decide. Will he throw a good pass, or will he get nervous and throw wobbly ducks? But there's no reason the Chiefs should be as bad as they are here recently. They started off slow, then they got right to where they should have been, and then fell right off. It was like, oh, we start at the bottom of the mountain, and then they decided instead of stopping at the top and taking a view, and seems the team forgot their parachutes or something, because they jumped off the side of that cliff. They didn't slowly decline, they jumped, they plummeted from where they were just the weeks before. I mean, it's insane how bad they have been, considering they are your previous Super Bowl winners. I almost said Retro Bowl. Dang. I've been playing too much of this game. I'm starting to call the Super Bowl the Retro Bowl. Ooh. That's funny. I've never done that before. Anyways, but in the Bengals, also a team that made the Super Bowl and then lost in the playoffs to the Chiefs just the next season, who won the Super Bowl. I mean, both of these teams have underperformed. In my opinion, they should be the top two teams, without a doubt, because neither of these teams really changed whatsoever. I mean, I see what happened to the Bengals. I mean, but other than that, Joe Burrow really didn't play good anyways. I mean, he played like 8 games before he was injured and won only half of them. You would expect him to win more than half. Like, out of 8 games, he should be winning 6, not 4. While 4 is still good, but they got that rookie quarterback who won the exact same amount of games in less games. I mean, it's just insane how overwhelmingly bad these two teams have been compared to where they should be. I mean, you have 2 of the top 3 highest paid quarterbacks in NFL history, and they're playing like average quarterbacks. Not even good, like amazing quarterbacks who are just on a bad team. No, their teams are good. Both their teams stayed pretty much the same, and they have both underperformed. Like Baker Mayfield, his stats are better than your previous Super Bowl MVPs. His stats are better than Patrick Mahomes this season, and he was considered a draft bust, while Mahomes is considered generational talent. So, you tell me what you think. Oh, I need to kick a field goal here. Oh, I can't. Oh, I was looking at the wrong side of the field. Okay, well, I just threw away an extra play. Well, not really. I only got 1 play anyways. I don't think I'm getting this off. It was that or an interception. I'd rather take a sack than have the potential of them getting a pick 6 there, because they had more people down the field to block than you would like. So I will take that. It is a tie game, so can't be too mad, I guess. Could have taken the lead, but tie game's better than losing when the other team starts with the football. And the Chiefs barely got their score anyway, so still, you got hope as a Cincinnati fan for this prediction. I think, real life, I think if the Chiefs can catch a football, they will win this easily, without a doubt. Very easily. Because the Cincinnati offense hasn't been the only part of their team that has underperformed. Their entire defense has underperformed. But I think as long as Mahomes' receivers can catch a football, they will be fine. But if not, I think this could be a close game, but I do think Cincinnati will win if the Chiefs can't catch a football. So there's a lot of ifs in there. It's a game I'll probably end up watching, at least parts of it. I mean, there is a division game for my team. It's Titans versus Houston, which is a big game for my team, considering we've already lost to them. Well, actually, take that back. I remember we can't get into the playoffs anyway, so I probably won't watch it. The only reason I'd watch is if Derrick Henry could take over the rushing yards total. He could be leading the NFL in rushing yards if he could take over the number one spot in that game, which he can't. He would have to have quite a few running backs underperform, and he would have to overperform, which can happen. Don't get me wrong. I just doubt it will. I'm a realistic looking person. I look at everything realistically, even with my own team. Coming into the season, I expected us to make the playoffs because we did it last season and we really didn't change. Pretty much had the exact same team. But I mean, Ryan Tannehill's probably not going to be there next season, so we need a quarterback. Will Levis is there for that position, so it's not a 100% need, but it is a very big position of need because Will Levis is not going to be quarterback of the future. I can tell you that much. That much is obvious. He's a good quarterback. He's just not who you'd look at and say, I'm going to build a team around this guy. I mean, but then again, you don't really look at Ryan Tannehill and think the same thing. And yet, a team actually built around him. So, it still could happen. I wouldn't. But I don't think I would go all in for a quarterback in this draft, because there's not necessarily one in this draft that I would trade up to get, which is what they would have to do. If one fell to that position, I'd probably pick him up, just in case if like Will Levis got hurt, or if he just plays better in practice, I would 100% keep Will Levis on the bench. He's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's just not someone I'd build a team around. But I don't know 100% if there's one in the draft that I'd want to build a team around. I mean, there are good quarterbacks, don't get me wrong. I just don't think they're the right quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. More of a pocket passer, doesn't get out of the pocket, sits there, and waits for his receivers, which is what Will Levis is. He can sit in the pocket and wait, but once that pocket collapses, he knows when to take off, which is rare for a lot of quarterbacks. I think the last few quarterbacks I've seen that really could do that were Big Ben and Tom Brady, or Peyton Manning, or Eli Manning. And then you got Brock Purdy, who's kind of taken on that role of a pocket passer who knows when to take off. He knows when to leave the pocket. And I think it's just not often you find a quarterback that knows when and when not to leave a pocket when they come in as a rookie. As there are very few that have done that in the past. In recent years, of course. I mean, you got pretty much Purdy is the only one I can think of. Mahomes developed into that. Purdy was always that. Lance was not that type of quarterback. Oh, what are other quarterbacks that are kind of like that? Let me think. I really can't think of anyone that really sticks out to me as a pocket-oriented quarterback. I'm going to get out of bounds so I have another chance. I think I like that one-on-one on the side. I need him to get open, though, and I need it to happen fast. This could end very similar to the Steelers versus Seahawks game. Nope, never mind. Okay, Kansas City actually stopped them on defense. So there's that game. And here's the star ratings for you that care. I think it just came down to the fact that Cincinnati didn't score in the third quarter. This could have went to overtime. Well, it wouldn't have. I would have went for 2-point to win it. But very much could have went to overtime if I decided not to go for 2, which I wouldn't have. So this could have gone either way. All Cincinnati had to do was get that one big play to work out. And now we're going on to the Chargers versus Broncos game. Alright, here we are with the Chargers versus the Broncos. This is in Denver. So Broncos. Yep, Broncos. Oh gosh, I said it as a joke. I messed up the first time. I kept saying it as a joke, and now I messed up again. The Broncos starting with the football here in Denver. I'm going to hit that tight end real quick. I think real life, speaking wise, 100% Chargers winning this without a doubt. I have no doubt in that answer. I'm not even going to elaborate on that. I mean, the only thing the Chargers got to worry about is defense, but I mean, Broncos, their defense is the only thing they have. And, well, Chargers, they have a good offense, so I think this should be very easily Chargers win, just because Chargers have decent defense and a solid offense. Broncos have a decent defense, no offense. There's my explanation. No need to explain anymore. I think that covers all of it. I mean, there's no question about it. I think if the Chargers lost, it'd be over the news. All over it, because there's no reason for them to lose whatsoever. I mean, unless if this rookie quarterback or whoever's coming in, I don't know if it's a rookie, but if this young quarterback that comes in is for some reason the next Tom Brady, I doubt they're winning, which is a very good assumption. Very, very good. I mean, it's obvious in my opinion. Very obvious. I don't know about you guys, but it's obvious. And it's raining in Denver. I didn't realize that until now. Surprised I didn't mess up because I didn't even see the wind rating or the wind direction. Maybe there's no wind, which is very odd because it is raining, so wind direction is more likely to happen then. I don't think I've ever had a game like in an actual season of Retro Bowl where there's wind, no rain, and no snow. But it happens all the time in these whatever it's called, expedition matches. Man, I can't speak English. I only grew up talking in English. I just can't say anything in English. I suck at this language. Should have grew up speaking Spanish or something. I'd probably still be terrible at speaking that language. Because if I can't speak my own original language, what makes you think it wouldn't be the same for any other language? I mean, would you think it'd be the same? I mean, I'm terrible at learning other languages, so maybe I'm just not good at language. Maybe speaking and learning isn't something I'm good at. Well, learning, but I mean, learning new languages, but I don't know if you knew what I meant, so I had to clarify. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Or maybe you did. And I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Question my sanity. Makes sense that you would. Oof. Oh. Let's see what the Broncos got here from the 4-yard line. They'll probably count that at the 5 for some reason. I've realized that in recent games that when they get the return. No? Yeah, they counted that at the 5. I don't know why that is. Why do they consider that 1 yard further than what it is? I don't understand the logic of retro ball in that one. I don't know. Maybe it's because that's where their first step took place. I don't understand. But maybe that is. I don't know why it would do that, but that's the only logic I can think of that would make that make sense. I don't know. If you know why, tell me. I mean, I will 100% take an explanation of why that is. Because it makes no sense to me. Oop, I missed the juke. Oop, I missed it again. Oh, I broke the tackle. Doesn't matter. Broncos are making this look too easy. This is not how the Broncos offense is. They are terrible in real life. Now let's... Oh, there is wind. I just got lucky that it's blowing in the direction of the goalpost. So the wind has zero effect on the kick. Or it does, it just makes you kick further, but other than that, it has no negative effect. So, I got lucky, because I didn't notice the wind at all. I didn't even notice it the second time I kicked. I only noticed the third time. And I thought he wouldn't make it because all of his teammates missed the tackle. I thought he was too far. Okay, well, Chargers are going to have to score decently quick here. I mean, if they get a wide open receiver like that on every pass, it won't matter because 30-ish yards per catch is exactly what they need for a touchdown. And they start with the football, so very easily Chargers win, in my opinion. Retro Bowl and in real life. No doubt in my mind. Well, never mind. I guess I'm going to have to kick a field goal, which the wind is in their favor, so right down the middle. And, just about. Just a little to the right. Alright, well, let's see what Chargers can do here in their first possession of the second half. I have no doubt that they'll score a touchdown. No doubt. Especially going against this Broncos team. I don't know how the Broncos are even making this what's the word I'm looking for? Competitive. I don't know how. But I guess it is Retro Bowl. Not real life. Where they got 63 points scored on them by the Dolphins. Pretty sure the Dolphins scored. I think it was 63, not 70. Or it might have been 70. I don't remember the score. That game was forever ago. Why am I trying to bring it up? I don't know. Maybe because it was a big game. I didn't even watch the game. The only reason I knew about the score was because my brother has like half their team on his fantasy football team. And so he kept ranting about it, being like, I picked the perfect team for fantasy, especially for this week. And I was like, okay, I really don't much care, but sure, keep talking. I'm trying to watch the other game that's actually on the TV, which was a Titans game at the time. So, or I think it was a Titans game. It might not have been. It might have been a Chiefs game, which he's a Chiefs fan. Boo. Forget about the Chiefs. They're terrible. My opinion, of course. You can like whatever team you want. The only team I care about is the Titans. There ain't no reason to keep up with any other team. They're not good. No, but he got mad when they lost to the Raiders because I kept mentioning that his team couldn't catch a football. His entire response was, "Where's your team at the playoffs? What's your ranking in the playoffs?" No, it was hilarious. Of course, to me, because I knew my team probably wouldn't make the playoffs after about halfway through the season. I just knew it wasn't possible. And so, when people say, why'd your team not make the playoffs? I mean, I kind of expected them not to. The second Will Levis took over and Ryan Tannehill kind of blew off the first 2 or 3 games, I was like, oh, no playoffs for us this year. I kind of lost faith in my own team. Sad to say, but I wasn't wrong. I'd have been very excited if my team had proved my expectations wrong. But they didn't. They played exactly how I thought. Just bad enough to stay outside the playoffs. Oh, come on. That was right in your chest, dude. I have to throw it behind you or else it's an interception. You dum-dum dim sum. No one's open again. Sure, I'll throw it there. If they catch it, they catch it. Oh, they caught it and broke a tackle and stiff arm and gets like 7, 8 extra yards. I don't know exactly where they caught it, on the 10 or the after a 10. You know what I mean. Come on, pull him away from that. Pull. You're too slow, dude. I didn't want to risk anything. I wanted to be a 100%. I probably still should have threw it. No one's getting open here. Okay, well, I didn't think the running back was running a route. He was, and he only got 12. So we got a 3rd and 4 on our hands. We'll see what I can do. Okay, they're all deep running routes. I'm going to change that. I want that flag. I want it so bad, because it's going to get open. Almost didn't realize I was getting sacked. Almost completely missed that fact. Would have been terrible, but I can't really pay attention to the backfield and the receivers at the same time. That's not getting open. That's not even running a route. Throw it behind you. Well, I guess beside you works too. Okay. Just outran that one guy is really all it took, because the other guys glitched through him because he was in a tackle animation. So that's how that went. And the Broncos have the lead yet again with 41 seconds. And the Chargers have to get a touchdown to win. So we'll see how this goes. We get the touchback this time, so they'll have more time. That flag's 100% getting open. Never mind, it's not getting open fast enough. Bounced it straight to the wide open tight end, who I didn't even see. I guess doesn't matter. He got the ball anyways. He said, "Don't see me? So what? I'm going to catch the football no matter what." Alright, I'm going to dive. Call timeout. I missed the button the first time. That was scary. But I don't think he was breaking another tackle, and I need the extra play. And that one looks like it could be the best option here. I'm going to throw it now. If he doesn't catch it, it's over. Oh, I overthrew him. Oh, I should have just kept that one play. It was a good play. I got lucky. And I should have just took it. I didn't think he would break that tackle. That's why I did it. I feel like I have to explain myself. But anyways, let's move on to Packers versus Vikings. Now we have the Packers versus Vikings. This is a Vikings home game. This is a rivalry game. So this will be a good game no matter what, in my opinion. Honestly speaking, I think the Packers are going to win it. Just because the Vikings have been unable to pass the ball here recently. Justin Jefferson, not a fan. I guess. I've seen him get mad. I don't know why. He's not like the lowest rated receiver on the depth chart. And he's not performing too badly compared to his normal numbers. I guess when you get used to catching like almost 100 yards per game, when you catch like 60 for 2 games, it kind of feels like you're performing terribly, when in reality that's not bad that you're performing a little worse for a few games. Everyone has bad games. I guess you kind of thought, I don't have bad games. I am number 1 receiver with Kirko Cousins and his golden chains and torn Achilles. But anyways, honestly, Jordan Love is good. And if he keeps up on his pace, he'll probably be a Hall of Famer. If you look at the stats on Brett Favre when he took over from his previous quarterback, if you look at his stats, they were good. Then you look at Aaron Rodgers, they were better than his. Brett Favre is in the Hall of Fame. And then if you look at Aaron Rodgers and then look at Jordan Love's numbers are better than Rodgers were. So if Brett Favre is a Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers is guaranteed. And if Aaron Rodgers is guaranteed, if Jordan Love continues on this rate, he's guaranteed. Pretty much the only thing he needs to do in order to guarantee it is win a Super Bowl. Just one. Doesn't have to be 2 or 3. It's just got to be 1. And then maybe to just shove you over the edge, win at least 1 MVP. Which, if he's playing better than what Aaron Rodgers was with little experience, just sitting behind him is all he's done, I think he could easily win an MVP at some point. Probably not this season. This season will probably be Brock Purdy, and it might be a rare occasion where they actually split it with someone. where they might split MVP between Purdy and Christian McCaffrey. It's happened before. I forget who won it that year. It was Barry Sanders, I think, and someone else. But anyways, they split the MVP that year. It was Barry Sanders and some other quarterback that I don't remember for some reason. I can't think of his name. I just saw something about it not too long ago. I didn't know he shared it with a quarterback, to be honest. At all. I mean, I thought he just got it. I thought he alone had that MVP, but he shared it with a quarterback. So, I don't really remember the quarterback because he wasn't the main piece. Everyone remembers Barry Sanders that season. And if you don't remember Barry Sanders MVP, you're crazy because nobody remembers the quarterback that won it that year. I think I overthrew him. Dang, just barely. Alright, well, not too bad, I guess. Not terrible that I overthrew him. Now that should be easy peasy. Nice. This is a good catch. I thought he'd only get like the first down and then get tackled. Because once they get the football, they run slower for some reason. It's like, yeah, I got the football. And instead of speeding up and actually getting out of my route, I, for some reason, want to slow down and continue like I'm running a more extensive route or something. Because if you ever watch the NFL players don't run at their max speed for their routes because they need to be able to stop and turn on pretty much a dime, so they got to go at like, I guess, 60 or 70% of their speed just so they can easily turn. But for some reason you get slower in Retro Bowl. I mean, that's one thing Madden's pretty much got perfected, is the fact that they can easily replicate the acceleration factor, but there is no forward like momentum. They haven't figured out momentum. Like if you get tackled by someone and someone is running like straight at you in trucks into a regular tackle, for some reason you don't fall forward. You can just be stopped flat out, which is crazy to me because in real life they're falling forward maybe an extra 2, maybe 3 yards. But Madden hasn't quite figured that out yet. Not quite. I'd say once they figured that out and actually optimizing their game before release, they could easily be the best game ever. I mean, all they gotta do is just optimize their game and make it clean and run smooth before they release it. Because pretty much by the time they get it running smooth and all the animations are clean and all that, normally by the time they get all that fixed, the next game's coming out. And then no one's going to play that game because everyone who buys Madden is insane for some reason and thinks, this game sucks. And the second it got good is at the end, so I'm going to go buy the new one so it can suck at the beginning again. I think all that needs to happen to Madden is their sales rating go down for 1 year. Just 1 year their sales rating goes down. And they will 100% put more effort into making it more optimized, because I think the only reason they don't do it right now is the fact that no one's complained about it enough and they still buy the new game anyways. And I'm gonna tell you now, if I made terrible content and got millions of views, you know what I'm gonna do? Continue to make terrible content. Even if every single comment is a hate comment, If I'm getting millions of views and millions of subscribers from terrible content, why change? Just why? What's the point in changing if it's already working? Whereas more people would buy it and more people would, no one would complain if you just stopped and did better content, but why? That's more effort. And what I'm already doing is working. That's the logic I see behind it, is there is no reason to change something if people are going to complain and yet continue to buy the new game. It's literally like bad comment. If you're continuing to subscribe and support terrible content and not leave negative comments, then something's wrong with you. Because any creator in their right mind should want to create the best possible content. And like me, leave hate comments, please. Like, if there is something wrong with my content and you want to leave a hate comment, go ahead. If it's something I can fix, I will 100% try and fix it. Like the poor quality, I can't really do much about that right now. That's just on the fact that I don't have money to do that. But the second I get enough money to do that, believe me, I'm going to fix it. Because the poor quality isn't just on your end, it's on mine as well. And if you're any competent gamer, you know poor quality is your enemy. Number one. If you can get some high resolution game to play on its highest quality on your computer, you know you have accomplished what no other could. Like, that's every gamer's dream, but that's a lot of money. Like, that's enough money to go buy a new car. And most people prefer a new car because they use that a lot more often. And the only people that really get the gaming quality and stuff that they want are people that made it a career, which makes sense, they should. As I'm gonna go for this one because it's fourth quarter. If I don't get this, it's an easy win for Minnesota in my opinion. So I'm gonna go for it. I need him to break one tackle. One tackle, dude. That's all you need. I should have threw to one of the receivers and just took a chance. I don't know. I should have just took the field goal is what I should have done. I just thought, well, fourth quarter, okay? All Minnesota has to do is kick a field goal overtime. I would prefer the touchdown. But stupid me didn't think about the fact that, well, it's either I get a lead or overtime's happening anyways, or Minnesota gets an easy win. Either way, it's not what I want. But I mean, it should have been a field goal there. That's what it should have done. Because now all Minnesota's got to do is get within field goal range, which is just about 30 yards from where I am now. I want to be somewhere around, well, no, the wind's blowing like crazy, so for me to comfortably make one, probably somewhere around the 20 is where I'd want to be. So, about 35-ish yards and boom, for a comfortable feeling field goal, as I can't complete a pass, man. I think I'm gonna throw to the running back there. Actually hit a pass. I'm gonna call a timeout. Oh, this will have to do for a field goal. because I don't got enough time to run a play. I don't know if I can make it, especially with the wind going against us and everything. It might go in, and it will. Okay, Minnesota comes up with a win, which could happen. There's a star ratings for you that care, but that'll do it for this one. And if you've enjoyed, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I mean, helps out the channel quite a bit, more than you think. And that's all for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.